Volume 2, Hadith 815. Narrated Aisha. We set out with the Prophet with the intention of performing Hajj only. The Prophet reached Mecca and performed Tawaf of the Kaaba, and between Safa and Marwa, and did not finish the Ihram, pilgrim sanctity, because he had the Hadi with him. His companions and his wives performed Tawaf of the Kaaba and between Safa and Marwa, and those who had no Hadi with them finished their Ihram. I got the menses and performed all the ceremonies of Hajj. So, when the night of Hasba, the night of departure, came, I said, O Allah's Apostle, all your companions are returning with Hajj and Umrah except me. He asked me, didn't you perform Tawaf of the Kaaba, Umrah, when you reached Mecca? I said no. He said, go to Tan'im with your brother, Abdul Rahman, and assume Ihram for Umrah, lesser pilgrimage, and I will wait for you at such and such a place. So I went with Abdul Rahman to Tan'im and assumed Ihram for Umrah. Then Safiya bint Huyay got menses. The Prophet said, Aqra Halqa, you will detain us. Didn't you perform Tawaf al-Ifada on the day of Nahar, slaughtering? She said, yes, I did. He said, then there is no harm, depart. Because it was already finished. So I met the Prophet when he was ascending the heights towards Mecca, and I was descending, or vice versa. Book 26, chapter 64, indicates that there was a particular manhar of the Prophet, and it would make things better if there were specific places where the slaughtering was done instead of it being done randomly all over the place. So that was a good tradition to start by any standards. Of course, the belief is that he was divinely inspired for all the religious behavior. So chapter 65 reminds us that it's permissible to bind a leg of a camel as it's being slaughtered. Chapter 66 talks about the butcher not getting anything of the wages. Now, nowadays, you gotta arrange for that to be done. So that's a difficult one. Chapter 67. You can take some of the sacrificial meat with you, but of course there is the reference to giving at least a third in charity, a third to others, and you can eat and then take with you of your own third, or you can give everything in charity if you want. Chapter 68. When you finish the pilgrim sanctity, you have your hair cut or shortened, and chapter 69 regards the stoning, and there were people who did it after midday when it was the 11th and 12th. but you can do it early in the morning on the 10th.